Good evening. Welcome to X-CalibearUSA. Today we're going to swap this. Well, actually it's not set up for anything other than this case pusher, which is a 223. We're going to set this up for 10 millimeter. I've got a partial bag of prime brass. Notice there's nothing on the tool head, so let's get started. First thing we'll do is we will loosen this bad bear up. Oh, let's see. And I have one right here that's made for 40 Smith & Wesson. We'll see how well it works out with the 10 millimeter. Okay. Oh, there we go. Got my little gauge here. I should get a open end wrench and leave it out here for this, but haven't done that yet. Alright, so we got that. Some ways I wish I had one of these on both sides. If you've used this before, you know what I mean. You might hear a little faint music playing in the background. It's because not much, but I actually have a little sound system in here now. Alright, let's see what we get. Oops. Okay. Take this down a little bit more. Oops. Alright, that shouldn't move. More pieces in here and see what happens. Oh, by the way, I had already switched out the shell plate before I started all this. That didn't work. Let's see if this works. Oh, there we go. My bad. Now, I don't understand why that's not wanting to push in there. There we go. Better. Okay, we got cases advancing. Not the smoothest, but we'll see how it works once we get this thing rocking and rolling. Alright, so we have that. Next thing I will set up is the Lyman M die. And we're going to turn this all the way down until it just touches the shell plate and then turn it back. Alright, it's touching. Turn it back about 1/8 of a turn. I'll lock it in place. I use Dillon lock rings because they happen to work out really nice. Okay, take the case. Like that. And over here, got a Lyman tool somewhere. There it is. Loosen this nut here. What we're doing here is setting up the right amount of flare expansion for a bullet, because we're using a bullet feeder on here. Oh, come on. There we go. Gonna tear in a bag of bullets here. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Actually, that might be a bit much. What we're looking for here is so when the bullet drops, it lays in the case and it won't topple over when the shell plate rotates to the next station for seating. See that? That's case expansion. And I've got a slight bell on there too. I'm going to go ahead and back that off a little bit. Take another case. There's nothing wrong with that one, but I'm going to try something. Oh, wow. Well, that was a bit much. Okay. I'm going to grab a couple non-prime cases so I'm not ruining any brass during my experiment here. How's that? And what do we have here? Too much bell. I can see it already. Just a tad in. I think we're really close to being where I need to be. I could put an expander on the pattern measure, but I prefer to do it this because this M die is, if you don't use one, you need to check them out because they are awesome. Okay, I think I'm where I want to be. Yes. All right. So, put it over there. Take that, put it over there. And a couple here that are going to go in the trash. Put them way out of the way. Grab these 3 cases and put them back where they came from. And we have the first die set up. Okay, enough of that. Now we will take the pattern measure. It's got a Hornady case activated linkage kit on it. All we need to do is take the bottom out. And I'm putting this smallmouth drop tube in. Now once you get these on here, if it happens to bump into this die like it just did, I can loosen these 2 screws and adjust the die body separately from the clamp. So I'm going to go ahead and back it out to there. And itch. Put the pattern measure on. Okay, notice this micrometer here is barely moving. It's going to end up being in a position more like this when I'm ready. So what I need to do, as I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off for the moment, and I'm going to get my hex key set. Loosen these 2 screws. You know, if you have one of these lowers on every one of your turret heads, then it's already where it needs to be for that particular cartridge. I've got a lot of them, but I don't have one dedicated for this yet. Only because I just got this press, and I haven't bought any of these for a while. Let's see what that does. It's kind of floppy right now, but when I get it all adjusted, and right now I'm just working on the linkage activation. I'm not worried about measuring how much powder it's going to throw yet. That's way off. Okay, I'll go ahead and leave this on here. It's not thrown very far, is it? Let me see. Oop, I bumped the old camera. See what we got in the box here. I may have to put something else in there. I don't think that's going to throw it far enough. What did I do? Well, alright, this is what I'm going to do. Fish this out of here, which is not too difficult normally. I don't think that's going to work for me. Now, this is a big question. Well, I didn't want to do it this way, but I end up putting a Hornady PTX expander I'm just going to use it to push powder, not to expand with. This lime and M die works much better. It's smoother. And make sure that this is good and snug. It is. Put her back together. Now let's see what it does now. Oh yes. Okay. Like I said, I don't want to expand anymore. I just want it to kick the linkage. And I think that's where it needs to be, right there. So I'm going to lock this nut. I'm going to tighten these screws. Put the spring on. There. Look at that, huh? Okay, yeah, I haven't even decided what powder to use yet, so that's that part. And then over here we have a crimp die. This is a Dillon. So I have a lime and M to start with. I've got a RCBS Uniflow with a Hornady case activated linkage underneath it. I've got a Mr. Bullet feed die for 10 millimeter. I've got an RCBS seating die for 40 and 10. And then I have this Dillon crimp die. Now I could have adjusted everything on the 40 Smith & Wesson set that I already had done a couple episodes ago, but I wanted to see how this is going to fare on its own. Okay, so we have an empty case. It's not primed. I'm going to go ahead and load a dummy and see how this thing flies. Feel like that probably could have been a little tighter, maybe not. Drop in the gauge and voila, everything looks good. So, next I'll set up the powder drop, put my case feeder on, and then I'll put the bullet feeder together, and I'll start loading some 10mm. Alright, I'm filling up my bullet tubes with some Hornady XTP 180 grain. And for powder, I've got some Vihtavouri N340. I've had this 4-pound jug for a few years, and I've never tried it. Oh my. But we're going to use it, and I'm sure it's going to do just fine. In the past, I've loaded with HS6, and I don't remember what I used the second time around. Possibly some Silhouette. I honestly don't remember. It's been a long time since I loaded any 10mm. Okay. I've already poured the Vihtavouri in the powder measure. There you go. Nice 4-pounder. And I'll put it up on the shelf out of the way. And we'll see what we have. According to Hornady, the max charge is 7.5 grains. The next one down is 7.1. We're going to shoot for something there in between, probably about a 7.3, 7.2. We'll see what we can get to average out here, and then we'll go from there. All right. So expanded, and we'll see what kind of drop we get here on the first try without doing anything. I guess it'd help if I turn my scale on. Well, I know that's not going to be enough. And we're at 3.25 because we probably were loading some 380 last time around. Let's see what we get. Oh, these darn things. Alright, I gotta get a narrower piece of plier because it's not wanting to cooperate. Let's see what we get on this. Alright, I've already poured the powder back in. And let's see what we get this time. That's a little better. Let's pour this back in the hopper. And we have 5.9. A little ways to go. Vihtavouri has a kind of a greenish gray color. this time. .3, and that was one of the numbers we were shooting for. So let's see if we can get a little bit of consistency here. Oh, that ate that case up, but we can still measure. 7.1, that's close enough. Well, let's hope I don't destroy any more cases while I'm doing this. These primers are expensive. Alright, we'll put the cap on it. And we got some cases in the This is a mixed head stamp brass, nothing special about it. I have some Starline in a bag, but this is pretty much some blasting ammo. Alright, we'll take the scale and move it out of the way. Oops, pan. And we'll see how this goes. Alright. Sure everything is, oh, it helps if you drop bullets. Okay, I caused an issue for myself here. Because I forgot one small little step. Okay. And I have a double charge. And that double charge was due to my intention of dropping bullets. And I think we're back where we need to be now. Supposed to, which means it didn't expand like it's supposed to. There's the first one. Dropped in the gauge. And I think it's time to rock and roll. Let's see what we can produce here. If you don't get the expansion in the end die that you're expecting, you still have to, you don't have to sit the bullet, but you do have to hold it. Otherwise you get that. And nobody likes that. So what we're going to do here is make a little micro adjustment. Turn that down a little bit. Because I shouldn't have to hold these bullets in place. Not quite rock and rolling yet. All right. A little more. Dadgummit. Throws bullets out like that, you don't have enough expand. Your neck's not expanded enough. For whatever reason, it's still doing it. more bullets down this tube so we can finish off this brass. Had one upside down there. That one got ate up. Come on. Come on. There we go. Just make sure everything's lined up the way it's supposed to be. It was doing fine for a while there, wasn't it? Another upside downer. A few more bullets in here. I'd rather run out of brass than run out of bullets. I don't know where all these upside down cases came from. Or at least the bullets are staying on top of the supposed to be. piece of brass. Everything goes a little faster now. Let's see if we get another bullet. Nope. It's okay. Put one in by hand. Ah, there was a bullet in there. Any more? Alright, it's empty. Crimp. Okay, well, we loaded up. Not a bunch, but it's enough. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.